Oh, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 975 of FloWrestling Radio Live. I'm your host, Christian Piles, joined today by Alia Stone. No Ben Askren today. Unfortunately, we're so bummed out. Oh, no.
There he is. Dang.
Oh, he's got, Ben is
good, right?
Yeah, so Ben is long.
That's so good.
It's so good, actually. So Ben allegedly and also actually won the Pick'em contest last year, and he thinks we should mail him something now. And so he had someone make him a very, honestly, that JD is spot on.
I was just going to say, did they use his driver's license photo?
So he's got a little podium here, the Flow 2022-23 Pick'em champions, and he's on top of the podium.
Oh, baby.
My arms are actually way bigger than that, so you should get a refund.
So I actually hit up this guy, Ross Bendick, on Twitter.
Oh, it looks like
he does
his stuff.
Good artwork. And I said, hey, what is the chance that I could commission a nice, beautiful artwork piece from you to commemorate my championship, since Flo will not actually send me an award?
You should have. This is better than a trophy.
Are you going to frame it? You should print it out and frame it.
Black frame around it.
It's high tech.
That's so great. I wish JD were here, but it's so freaking good.
Now, JD could just be steaming. I mean, surely someone's texting him right now. You should see yourself with a third place stand.
He's probably
right?
I look cool.
And honestly, in reference to you guys, he's much taller in this picture than in real life. So
Yeah.
you're actually hooking him up.
Yeah, he looks like he's my height.
Yeah, he's
Fraudulent.
not CP's height. Sorry to...
He does look your height in this picture. You're right.
Yeah.
Oh, they got your flip-flops on and everything.
Dang.
Oh, yeah.
I don't really wear khakis, so.
You
I
get
don't
your
know.
vibe
That's
as kinda
that
khakis.
standard flow outfit right there for Christian Piles.
You kind of got a khakis vibe.
I used to wear a lot of khakis.
I can see that.
I'm probably not making any waves here.
No, I don't think that's breaking news.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, enough of that. We have so much to get to. It's crazy. John Kozak will be on this show.
Later.
He's not here now. He had church matters to attend to.
Yeah, well, I mean...
Not a bit.
People are getting aggressive about the rankings, huh?
It's very,
aggressive.
yeah,
You
very.
have to go to church
I have a whole thing about it. I may
Isn't
or
that
may
what
not
happens
get it.
every year, though? I feel like there's always just people want to get mad about something. Listen, I am. It's fun to get mad about rankings and say, you're wrong, because, he's got to be right. John Kozak's got to be right 330 times. There's no way he's right that many times. So surely he's wrong a couple times.
And also, right and wrong is not something that can even be
Or can it?
proven in every instance. Sometimes you can.
Yeah, that's the fun thing about rankings. It's, it's our opinion. It gives us something to argue about. We think people are wrong, think people are right. It's great.
Yeah.
People do always argue about rankings, but this is a little next level, I think, with the amount
Really?
of
You guys think so?
I think it's more conversation I've seen on social about a specific ranking, and then people specifically calling out Kozak than I'm accustomed to seeing,
Yeah.
I think.
It's up there. It's up there. But it's all, yeah, I'm not even going to say it.
Okay.
Maybe I will. I don't know.
Say it. I'd
teaser.
really love to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, say it.
I mean, that's why
Come
we're
on.
here,
No,
right?
It's a cliffhanger.
No, I don't mean
But
to.
we're
And I
really
don't
here
mean
to hear
do
what
that.
Christian Piles has to say. That's
And
what we're
I
doing
don't
here.
mean to do. No. I do
What do
want
you
to
mean,
talk.
no? This is a talk show.
Well,
We
I know
talk.
people. Yes, I do know. I understand that part, but I just, you know what? I'm above. Try to be out of the fray.
I know you guys are going to get into it later, so we won't go into it now, but Vito should stay #1 Long Island forever. That's my piece.
Long Island. Forever. He can just keep losing.
Yeah.
Until he doesn't win NCAAs or Worlds, he's
Yes.
#1.
Until he's not the champion anymore,
Okay,
he's #1.
that's fair.
And Jacory #1.
It is funny how some of these guys lose, and it just, you don't even think. I don't think any differently about
Yes,
Vito
not even a little
at
bit.
all. When Aaron Brooks
Ooh.
lost to Marcus Coleman, I didn't think differently about what was going to happen.
A little bit. It's just it takes a little bit of shine off him. Just a little bit,
It takes
not a lot.
It does take shine off. I don't disagree with that, but it does not I'm without a second thought picking him to win NCAAs. I think.
Well, not if he loses
No,
again,
before I
or
didn't have a second
couple
thought,
times.
and now there's a little bit of a voice in the back of my head saying, well, if Magano could do it, what about Dayton?
could.
Is he trying to make 125 already? Is he maybe too small? Because the Olympic trials is right after the NCAAs, so I would say actually there are maybe a couple little lingering thoughts now that were not there before.
It was Crookham though, not McGonagall. But
That can
Him
be
too. They're
confusing.
both sneaky engineers from Lehigh.
sneaky engineers. Ben found out Lehigh is good engineering, so he just knows. Oh, they're all engineers.
Oh, everybody's an
There's a
engineer.
bunch
That's
of
all. I
engineers.
mean, that's all they do there, right? It's
That's all they do is
school.
engineer.
Okay, perfect.
Okay. Want to start with the Tom Brands press conference yesterday. If you haven't seen it, I bet you have actually seen it. But if you haven't,
I watched it after I got as I got off the airplane yesterday, Christian, and I just was listening to it, and I had to pee. And then so I had like set it up here, you know. Tom Brands was so aggressive. People in the bathroom had to be like, "What is that dude listening to right now?"
How high do you have the volume?
Pretty loud.
You don't have what you call them?
I didn't. I just got off the plane. You had texted me. I'm like, okay, I need to watch this, right?
Yeah.
So I started watching it. It was like 15 minutes long or something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm walking to the airport. I'm like, okay, I got to pee before I got to leave. I'm going to go to the bathroom.
Good
and
update.
dude, he was like raging, and people they had to be wondering what was happening.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, Tom, really, I think upset is probably the word. Extremely frustrated with the situation. I think seemed like it was over in like kind of May. Like these guys are done, big trouble, not going to be good. And then they get, the last couple weeks or month, it's like, okay, there's maybe a chance. And then to have it
Right at the last
fall again, I think that and it was, it may sound like I've wavered on this a little bit, but I just think there are like things that I side with Coach Brands on, and I said it in the initials, like I don't understand, and this is what he was talking about, how it's just these two schools. And the thing I didn't really realize or know until he brought it up or connect is, if the NCAA is saying 56% of our student athletes are gambling on sports, okay, that's over half of all the athletes.
Where's the rest of them?
And then it's just like Iowa and Iowa State. That doesn't make sense. So like, yes.
Well, the thing we talked about initially was this was not an NCAA probe or an NCAA investigation.
Right.
This was slapped on Iowa's desk by the Iowa DOJ, and why they were doing it. And this is Tom Brands was, I don't know, maybe alluding to some conspiracy theories until proven otherwise, because sometimes those are correct.
You gotta love that.
Yeah, you're all about it.
So, but you know what I was thinking, and I looked it up this morning, but there's only 4 Division I colleges in the state of Iowa: Drake, Northern Iowa, Iowa State, Iowa. And he kept saying Iowa and Iowa State, and I kind of texted you, and you maybe alluded to this, but it's like, is no one from Drake or Northern Iowa gambling? Because I have a hard time believing that not one of those guys is gambling, given that 56% of student athletes are gambling, and I got to assume that percentage is somewhat right based on what I know.
Yeah. Especially given, your my bookie ads you do for UFC.
Absolutely.
You're just
Top
making
picks, you're
making all these Iowa people want to gamble on stuff. No,
Well, I honestly, when the gambling scandal broke, I had a bunch of seniors who were going to college who were like, "Damn, guess I got to delete my betting app."
Yeah, that would be wise.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
So to your point, the Department of Criminal Investigation in Iowa did sort of like just drop this in the NCAA or the institution's laps and say, hey, here you go. Yes. Here's all these people that are gambling. They know like they know the building they were in when they placed the bet,
crazy.
all this level.
What?
Oh yeah, they got all that stuff. I mean,
cell phone pings, man, they're serious.
Yeah, all these guys are just making it from.
So did they even try getting anyone from Northern Iowa or Drake?
Listen, this is I don't even know if it's hearsay, but it was just Iowa and Iowa State were the schools involved and investigated.
Well,
I don't think they looked
because there's
at,
other NCAA institutions in the state of Iowa. There's 2 other Division I's, like we mentioned. This was not limited to only the wrestling programs. There was sports, other sports.
Baseball.
So we're talking between Drake and Northern Iowa. They probably have close to 1,000 student athletes, and it is males that gamble mainly. The notion that none of those 500 males were gambling is nonsense.
Well, yeah, no, it was Iowa and Iowa State, yes.
Yeah.
And there's 20-some states that have legalized sports gambling, right? Iowa being one of them, but there's all these others, over almost 24 others, and yeah, none of them were involved or implicated. So on that side of it, I'm like, yeah, I would be pretty frustrated too if it was just that, there's this rule for everyone that's just being so narrowly applied. Then again, is the NCAA like, well, it's pretty rare that a literal investigative body is just dropping this on our desk. That's not happening in these other states.
The NCAA is like, no, Tom, we're trying to ignore this, and they wouldn't let us.
Yeah. So, and the other point that I really agreed with, which I also hadn't connected, is like, the NCAA, they try to get more modern with their punishment, right? So, a little more reasonable. So they go from like death penalty on your career to 1 year. Mm-hmm. And Coach Branson's like, well, they can't gamble until they're 21. They're probably juniors anyway. So in a lot of ways, it's still a death penalty to their careers in a lot of instances. Yeah. So ugly deal.
Modern means less strict. That's the code word for less strict.
Well, modern meaning, listen, we made this gambling rule in the 70s and 80s or whatever, and now it's just so much more normalized.
Very different time.
The internet has changed. The actual laws of America are different, so that's what modernizing means.
Okay.
So, what else stood out to you guys?
I mean, there was nothing that was that new. I mean, Tom wanted the journalists to go investigate and do the work. I don't know. I mean, I don't even know if that's the work he should be doing, but like going to figure out why Iowa and Iowa State particularly were targeted. And I think the argument there would be like, why were Northern Iowa and Drake not targeted? If this is in Iowa, DOJ, there's 4 Division I's in Iowa. Not to mention a bunch of Division III, which I believe are still subject to NCAA regulation. So there's all these other colleges. Why weren't they investigated? Why was it just Iowa and Iowa State? And to that, I don't know. Conspiracy theorists would say maybe, but it wasn't just wrestling. So that's why, someone can't say, well, someone who didn't like Iowa wrestling. That doesn't make sense because it was the entire athletic departments of both universities.
Yes, and to that point about journalists, I'm pretty sure some of these entities have reached out. I'm pretty sure the DCI is just literally stonewalling them and not giving them any information. Yeah. So, I don't think
they're a government entity. They're not going to do that. I mean, maybe you could do a Freedom of Information Act or something.
Yeah.
He was saying that people aren't asking the right questions to the right people. What are the right questions to the right people?
He did keep saying that too many times. I think what he was trying to say was he wants someone to go ask someone from the Iowa DOJ, why was it only Iowa and Iowa State? And then maybe to go ask someone from the NCAA is, why are you not investigating anyone else? Which I think we know that one is they don't actually want to bust anyone. We know that, right? Yeah. So then it's just the Iowa DOJ question. Why were they only targeting those 2 NCAA institutions when there's many other NCAA institutions within the state of Iowa?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's a bummer. I think it's a bummer, personally.
Yeah, well, I definitely think it's a bummer.
Yeah, for your fantasy team. And both of your fantasy teams, actually. You drafted Nelson, he drafted Cassiope. I drafted Ryan Krookham, He may
you didn't.
He may not even start.
No, you didn't.
Oh, that's right. I picked him up.
Okay.
Absolutely no one drafted him.
Including you. So
I figured I'd wait.
So somebody texted you a tip.
Yeah. No, I hate that there's spin of gambling. It's such a silly thing. The NCAA should modernize maybe even more and allow things that are legal to be legal. But you don't like that. I know we had this argument. I don't want to waste time on the argument again.
Cool.
Yeah.
So
I will say it's going to be funny when a DraftKings commercial comes on the Iowa duel saying like gamble more, gamble more, gamble more.
That's going to happen. During the Iowa State duel on ESPN November 26th, there's absolutely going to be some DraftKings commercial.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang.
For sure.
That. Okay, so staying on the Iowa topic, but let's talk wrestling. Iowa-Oregon State is the duel. That's on Sunday at noon.
Oh, yeah.
And, the question is, hey, is this going to be a competitive duel? Can Oregon State be competitive here? Obviously, no Nelson, no Cassiope, no Assad. helps things for Oregon State. And the number one question for me in this duel is, do we see Gabe Arnold? And go ahead, Ben.
I got a take on this because I forgot something on Monday, and you did also, because you didn't say this. But with true freshmen now, every single competition counts. So I was saying, which 5 duels would they use him in? But someone on Twitter, I don't recall, pointed out that the Luther Open, in fact, counts as one of those 5. If they're using the Luther Open as one of the 5, they ain't redshirting this dude. They're going to make him wrestle.
That's what I think. That's what I think as well. I think if you really wanted to do the 5 thing with Gabe, I don't think you maybe do Luther. I actually think that maybe. But I think you want him in one tournament. But I think you wouldn't probably use him for Oregon State. I think you look at Iowa State, Nebraska, Michigan, Penn State, Oklahoma State, those types, and maybe maybe Oregon State gets thrown in there. But I'm with you. I think Gabe's going this year.
Yes.
I feel pretty certain he's been preparing to be the guy.
So then my question becomes, Christian, is what's the deal with Patrick Kennedy? Because you surmised he was going to bump up to 174, given the fact that Kellyanne was 65.
Well, I hypothesized that for a duel, maybe tactics or whatever, if they were wanting to preserve Gabe. I don't think we see Kennedy this year, barring spot start duty at 65. I think Kennedy's their 74 this year. That's my prediction. It's not declared, and that can be, they can wrestle him a couple duels. If he gets waxed by Whitlick and is not doing well, then they can preserve that. But I think pretty certainly he's probably the best guy in the room there at 74 now with Nelson out of the mix, and I think it's who we see wrestle. And if Nelson, which Nelson said, hey, I've got a medical, and it's a 1-year suspension for Nelson, he could be back next year, and they flip-flop the red shirts. So it's good synergy there between Nelson and Gabe for Gabe to wrestle this year. Because otherwise, if you kick down his red shirt, then what do you do next year?
Yeah, makes sense. Yeah, I mean that's a hard one for Nelson Brands to want to. I think he's got engaged or married, and then to, be a whole year where he can't wrestle. And surely he's done with school by now. He's been there a while. To wait this whole next year and then wrestle again next year, dude, that's a hard one.
Yes,
a lot more time to spend with his new wife.
Yeah,
long honeymoon.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he's still doing school and whatnot. But
look at the positive.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder what the least amount of school you have to do when you're in these situations where you have your degree.
Well, yeah, if you don't need to be eligible, you probably wouldn't actually have to do barely any.
Yeah.
Right?
Barely any school was my favorite type of school.
That was.
There you go.
I hated school. What a terrible thing. Okay. So that's my Gabe Arnold thought on the Oregon State, Iowa competitive aspect. I'm going to say these weights.
Just say the weights.
I think these are reasonably winnable. I'm not saying they're favored, but reasonably winnable for Oregon State.
Before you go into that, where is this duel?
Iowa.
Got it. Continue.
So I think 125, 133, 65, 74, 84, 97, and heavy are winnable for Oregon State.
We're giving them a chance.
I mean, I think it's a longer shot, but they need 97's kind of one of those toss-ups between two not at this point relevant guys, but that's going to be a big one. They need, in 25 and 33 are huge, right? Can Wisenhunt beat Teskey? I don't know. He beat Latona.
Well, is Teskey wrestling? Because he alluded to the fact that Teskey might not be wrestling.
I think he's reading between the lines. I think Teskey goes.
Okay.
Who would it be?
The other one is Drake Rhodes or Jace Rhodes or something like that, right?
Yeah. So in 25, Drake versus Kaylor. Kaylor's not had a good start to his year.
No. But he's had good results historically, so you never know what you're going to get.
He is an All-American. He All-American the year that that Drake didn't. But
2 years ago.
But so I think Drake's the favorite there, but you can't say that's not a winnable match for Kaylor. Okay, 65, Caliendo versus Olguin. Olguin 2 wins over Shane Griffith. That was a 1-pointer last year, I want to say, at NCAAs.
Yes, sir. Ultimate tiebreaker.
UTBs. So that's close. 74. Whitlake should be favored even against Gabe Arnold. At least before that match. After that match, maybe everything changes and we're like, whoa, Gabe Arnold is just going to be that guy. But I don't know.
Damn, this is going to be a fun duel tomorrow.
Munoz
given the fact that Gabe lost to Singleton in June, that's got to make him the favorite. I'm sorry, not him.
Right.
Whitlake the favorite in this match.
84, Munoz is an outright favorite over Swafford.
That's easy favorite.
97, I don't know Oregon State's 97. I looked it up. It's like Judenbach or something.
Well, he's going to lose to Glazier.
Rademacher. I sound like the coach
Rademacher.
from Rookie of the
He's
Year.
up at 97?
You know him? What do you know about him?
Yeah, he was tough in high school. He wrestled a handful of our guys. He was nationally ranked at like maybe 170 for a little bit, or maybe 182, somewhere in there.
Okay. He's got some pedigree then.
All right. So, but he's going against Glazier. I don't know. Probably Glazier, but
can't call it.
That's one you need. Heavyweight, Boone McDermott's a favorite over Bradley Hill. So that's how.
What a great name,
Bradley Hill.
Boone McDermott.
Oh, I was about to say. I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
It's a nice name.
No issue with it. Yeah, Boone McDermott is solid.
Especially for a heavyweight. Good heavyweight name.
Oh, a good heavyweight name.
Yeah.
Boone McDermott.
These are funny.
It's perfect.
Wasn't he at Iowa State or something?
He was at Oklahoma, I believe.
I like how you said that.
Oklahoma. He's been all over the place because
Rutgers. No, Rutgers. He's from Oklahoma. He went to Rutgers. He transferred to Oregon State.
But he also went to Iowa for a senior year of high school.
Are you sure?
I'm sure. I'm 100% sure of this. Okay. Yes.
Listen.
I'll take your word for it, Ben.
Iowa Central. He went to Iowa Central.
See, I knew he was in Iowa at some point.
You know your stuff.
So it says hometown is Dubuque, Iowa. I think I've always thought he's from Oklahoma, and he's not. He's always been from Iowa.
I think he moved into Iowa. That's my recollection, is that he moved into Iowa.
All right, we need to do a flow film on
the background
just
of
to figure out.
I'll track wrestling it, and we'll see if we can find the answer.
Because this is a good one, because there's probably not a lot of Boone McDermott's in track.
That would be unlikely. Let's see. All right, Schoolboy Nationals in 2012. Who do you think he wrestled for? Nope, Iowa. He's an Iowan.
He's an Iowan.
Through and through.
Authentic Iowan.
Okay, real deal Iowa. Okay, good to know.
Dubuque, stand up.
They will. All right, any other thoughts on Iowa, Oregon State?
I have one. Hawks on the Rocks in the chat asks, anyone getting carvered? So who is on Carver watch? Getting carvered watch.
Man, that's like, you got to be like a national champion to get carvered.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I mean, if Munoz loses, that would be a carver.
That would be a carvered.
Okay, sure.
But I don't think he's going to lose. So I don't know. I'm saying save your carvers for later.
Okay, we'll put it in the pocket.
You don't get one per duel, typically.
Sometimes you get one per duel.
No.
It could average out.
Look it up. Check your stats. Check Wrestle Stats.
I'll check. Yeah.
Carver column.
Yeah.
It's not
Carver comparisons. There you go.
It's pretty rare. Okay, we did Oregon State, Iowa. Going to be a good duel, I think. Competitive noon, I believe, on Sunday.
So that's a tough time slot.
Well, you just go to the 8:30 service at church.
I was more thinking football.
Oh, football.
Yeah.
Ollie hasn't been in church in a minute, bro.
How do you know that?
I mean, I got a good guess. You got to rate it.
It is a good guess. It's been a while.
Now, you got to come to First Baptist Round Rock with me.
Do I do confessional?
No, we don't do that.
Oh, okay.
Baptist, they're the ones that be playing with snakes and stuff, Ollie. So watch out.
No, I don't want to play with. I'm not going near the snakes.
We don't do snakes.
No, I didn't know you were one of those snake people.
We're not. Never.
That's wild.
They're the ones that get they're waving the snakes around and whatnot.
You don't know nothing about.
They wave the snake around you to see if you're a sinner, and that snake's gonna bite me. Yeah. I don't want that.
Yeah.
No.
I know. I CP Snake Man.
You don't know nothing about the Baptists. I've never been in the house.
John.
I've never been in the house of worship with a serpent.
Okay.
38 years on this earth. I don't think a snake and I have ever occupied the same.
I will say there's a possibility that you wouldn't know you were in the.
That's
church
true.
With a snake.
Don't know.
Because lizard
sometimes
people?
the reptilians can be in disguise.
Yeah, and snakes are sneaky.
Sneaky snakes.
Sneaky snakes.
Okay, actually, I've been in like old churches, so there's for sure been snakes, but they haven't been part of the.
Okay.
You
Part
know,
of the worship.
It's like there's probably mice too, but it's.
I'll
not,
take your word for it. Quiet
not-
as a church mouse, they say.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's where it comes from, that saying,
That is.
if you guys didn't know.
Okay. We should talk about Farrell.
It is fire.
Yeah.
Bill Farrell.
William.
Invitational, the Will Ferrell Comedy Classic. So many good wrestlers are at this tournament. Let's start with 57. Although I'm maybe more interested in 65. But 57 has Spencer Lee,
It's pretty interesting.
which means we need to talk about it
For sure.
immediately. So
Immediately.
you got Spencer. They got to update this because they don't have Luke Lilladall in there.
I was gonna say because this is he's a huge favorite over this field. I mean, Nico, Courtney, maybe, but otherwise he's way above everyone else.
He
in my
beat
opinion.
Courtney with no ACL, so it would stand to reason he's going to be a reasonable favorite.
Did he find some ACLs?
He's located them.
Okay.
And he placed them inside his knees.
Good place to put him.
So it's for me it's Spencer watch and it's Luke Lilladall watch. And that's what I'm most interested in 57. A lot of people really think Luke is someone that's ready to like be a factor on the senior level. I'm more bearish on that than others.
I'd agree. Bear.
I would say just hesitant. Like I could see it coming, but maybe just not quite yet.
That's well
It's not
said.
at the picking it stage.
Yeah. Now, could he pick off, if he beats, all right, let's say this. If he beats Daniel DeShazer, are you surprised, Luke Lilladall?
No.
I'm a little bit surprised.
I'm a little bit surprised. If he beats Josh Rodriguez,
I could see that happening.
I could see that one. Brandon Courtney,
That's surprising.
That would be a surprise.
I'm less
Not
surprised on
impossible.
Courtney.
Not impossible.
Yeah. Okay, I think he can go with Courtney. I think he can go with DeShazer.
So do we draw the surprise line at like Spencer Lee, Nico, and
Yes.
DeShazer, and then everybody else we're not surprised?
Spencer Lee and Nico, significantly surprised. DeShazer, mild surprise. This is just me.
No, I hear you.
Anyone else?
It's like
I'm
we're doing
like,
tiers.
anyone else? I'm like, oh wow.
Okay. The is a big one.
I think he's pretty special. But a lot of really good guys here. So do you think Spencer runs away with this, Ben?
Yeah, unless there's someone else that's but entry should be closed by now, correct?
Yeah.
The tournament's Saturday.
Who did Spencer take the loss to at his last freestyle tournament?
No one.
No,
He just injury defaulted?
He injury defaulted in the
Okay.
semi
Yes, that's what it was.
Not even injury default, just a forfeit.
because he had 2 techs and then he beat. Who did he beat in the quarters and then he forfeited in the semis?
I can't recall. I can't even recall who it was. I know Suriano beat Flynn in his quarter.
Yeah.
I don't remember who.
It was someone who was decent but not great. I don't recall who it was right now.
Yeah. So yeah, his last freestyle loss was, I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember.
It was.
But yeah.
Honestly, like Dayton Fix, I think is his last. Is that? I think that's his last free. I think
because he's never made a senior team, so he had to lose to someone at some point, or he's never actually tried out for a senior team.
Yeah, I think he never actually gets to that point.
He did 2019 senior nationals and
He won.
And he won that.
And we hadn't seen him since, and we hadn't seen him before that. So yeah, his last
Dude,
freestyle
how
loss,
crazy is that?
Yeah, it's crazy in the fact that he hasn't lost, and also you realize how little he's been able to wrestle.
How many events he's really missed.
It's hard to lose when you don't compete.
That's the way I take it.
That's why.
That's my.
It's been doing
Ollie hasn't lost in years either.
Undefeated. Past 10 years.
Yeah.
Damn, wild. Yeah, I think he's a strong favorite. It would be more fun if there was another really, really high level 57 to see him do battle with.
I think you're sleeping on Nico a little bit, man.
Well, I was just going to ask this.
I feel like here's what I feel about Nico. Since you said I was sleeping on him, this time he's a full-time professional. He's working other jobs. He might be trading also, but his main focus is not wrestling.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that if he hadn't already done really well. He beat Seth Gross while being a full-time The year Seth Gross made the team, he beat Seth Gross.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
While being a full-time professional.
Financial analyst? Is he a financial analyst? What is he?
Something.
Private equity.
Private equity.
No, he's not private equity. He called me up, I think, and said, I think it's something about retirements or something to that effect.
Yeah, something financial.
Okay,
nature.
you guys give me a spread for Spencer Lee, Nico Megaludis, and then give me the picks for it.
Gosh.
Ooh. We're doing picks. Are we doing picks today? Because JD's not here.
So here's the thing.
I'm going to pick for him because I can't do worse than he did the last picks.
Is there is there like some sort of octopus we could have start making JD's picks?
Or something like a goldfish or like a dog.
Yeah, something.
Throw a dart.
Is there an amoeba?
An amoeba? We have the wheel. We could spin the wheel.
A single cell life form.
Okay. Yes.
I want to compete against JD in pick'ems and see if it could do better.
JD versus the virus.
Spencer beat Caleb Smith 9-4 in the quarterfinals of the U.S. Open.
Okay. So I'm putting Nico. What would we make the line?
Freestyle, dude, so we can get out of hand real quick. Lines
Real
of freestyle or sketch.
Yeah.
I was going to ask, is there anybody that he wrestles the full match
5,
with?
I'll take Spencer.
5 taking Spencer.
Okay, that's so you don't actually consider. You just tried to tell me that I should consider Nico more strongly, and you just pick Spencer on the over by 5.
I'm giving you and America all the information. I'm telling you what. I'm not going to let you dismiss Nico Megaludis because the guy's paying the bills because he's got a job. Like, you can only do wrestling practice.
But you just dismissed him.
You kind of dismiss roofers.
Fast. You went fast. You went
roofers
5. Give it.
Have no pedigree. They have no pedigree.
I'm just saying. You just miss roofers.
You don't see the difference between a roofer and Nico Megaludis?
Clearly, a financial analyst is not getting as good of a workout on a daily basis as a roofer.
That's true.
I don't like that.
Sedentary lifestyle.
I want him to be sedentary. I want him to train when it's time to train.
Okay.
And I want him to be sitting in a air-conditioned facility crunching the numbers.
Okay.
Got it. CP Hayes, Blue Collar America.
But how does that work for toughness? That doesn't build his toughness.
Oh, yeah. Nico needs to be tough. That's a big...
He doesn't like tough wrestling.
That's a glaring hole in Nico's game. He's just not a tough person. Frickin' national champion, 4-time All-American.
And honestly, I've tried to do math and like numbers stuff. It's pretty tough.
It is. Dude,
it's kind of tough.
I sweat more doing math
it's pretty tough doing
than I do mowing the lawn.
I don't even know what he does. So it's kind of tough for me to even picture it.
Yeah.
Man, you know what I so wish? Can you guys do this? Because this is, Kozak did it and then you guys stole him away from his hobby. But there is no database where I can look up Nico Megaludis' results for the last 4 years. I want to see match by match results. And I'm struggling here.
I know. WrestleStat needs to get in the freestyle game.
Yeah.
WrestleStat, let's get it together.
Yes. Listen, it can be a close. I just respect Spencer's top game, and I think if his tank's good, all he needs is one good transition.
Mm-hmm.
So spreads at 5. You're picking Spencer, Ben?
I would also go Spencer, probably. Yeah.
Wow, Nico hater. It's also just.
How is he the Nico hater?
One is, I know. You like that? But here's the thing. Ben takes issue with Nico Megaludis, having a 9 to 5. These kids are in school. What's the difference? They're sitting in there.
That ain't hard. That's light work.
Man. School's way harder.
College is not hard.
Is way harder than any job I've ever had.
I did hate school a lot more than I hate my job right now.
Yeah. School is way harder.
College, you go to school 9 hours a week, bro. That's 2 hours a day. You go dink around, do a little homework.
Okay,
it's not a lot of work.
Maybe we went to real schools because there was no option to get a bachelor's.
Different when you're not a 2-time Hodge Trophy winner.
Yeah, when they're not. Yeah.
I had no. You know what? I had no one taking my classes for me. I did them all myself. Wow. So they were easy.
Exactly what somebody would say when they did have somebody go take classes.
They don't even make you go to class, Ali. If you don't want to, you don't have to show up as long as you can do good on the test.
That's what my dad would do. He literally would not go to class all year, and he would go and take the test. I'm like, how would you do that? He would get the book. He literally, that's what he would do. He would just read the book.
In college?
Yes.
See, he could be training all day. Your dad could have been training wrestling all day, and then just go take the test.
That is what he did, actually.
Well,
he was on the ladder.
It makes sense.
Greco.
Guy's a beast.
Yeah, he actually is.
my God.
He's really smart. I'm not smart.
Oh, we know.
You know what? Was my declaration not adequate?
No.
Did it need to be
right.
a +1?
I'm just saying, like,
65 kilograms. 65 kilograms.
Ooh, Ben stopped us on a tangent.
Jesse
We're proud
Mendez
of you.
taking the week off from the Ohio State Buckeyes to come wrestle. DeSanto, Lugo, Yaya, Michael McGee. He feels small for this weight, and Valencia feels small for this weight. Maybe they're growing. I don't know. Caleb Larkin, the Italian Stallion, Colin Real Budo.
Great Italian.
That's about it.
That is about it. So,
Spicy pool.
couple of questions, man. I feel like Mendez and DeSanto are the two for me. I'm just so excited to see.
Yes.
Mendez, he's looked so good, but it's like, all right, let's see him against some better competition.
Yeah. Especially in freestyle.
We saw him against, really good competition at Junior Worlds, obviously, and to make the team. So now how ready is he for that senior level test?
Yeah.
I think this is a good introductory sort of thing. Like, there's no Nick Lees or Yannis in it, but man, Austin, Lugo, Yaya Thomas, those three, I think.
Can DeSanto beat Lugo?
I don't know. I don't know.
That's a tough one.
I feel like we haven't seen Pat in a while.
Yeah.
I've been super impressed with DeSanto freestyle. I think he's pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm probably picking DeSanto at the weight.
To win it.
Obviously, 65 is not his ideal weight class. 61 is his ideal weight class.
I talked to him about this. He's bigger.
Ooh, with the inside scoop?
Yeah, he's bigger. What did he get up to? It's like 50 or something, 50 something. They're trying to get him a little bigger, but he's.
Okay.
When we were there, he is noticeably bigger. You're like, whoa. It's not an ideal weight for him, but it's not bad.
Well, like Lugo was a 49 in college, and he was a 33, so that's
Yeah.
quite the discrepancy.
And Mendez was 33 last year too. I'm not saying he's gonna be the biggest, but I don't think he's gonna get. We'll see. This is this.
Well, also in this pool, I don't think there's any like really big 65 or super strong 65
Lugo.
guys that.
Lugo is.
And Lugo is.
Yaya is. I think Yaya is could be a. I think Yaya could just run through him a couple times. It could not.
Yaya's big and hard, but Yaya doesn't really like blast that often. He more stays in position, strong, digs an underhook, that type of thing. But he is big and strong.
He's big and strong. You're big and strong, but you're not entering.
Yeah, I'm not going to be there. They didn't give me the plus 2 kg weight allowance.
That's fine. So yeah,
and this is +2, Christian. I didn't even think about that.
Ooh.
Oh, they are getting it.
Are you going now?
I'm going to go.
I'm pretty sure.
All right. Let me add that real quick. Man, I have no idea. Who is the favorite here? Lugo?
That's what I was just thinking when I made my DeSanto
Probably
pick.
Lugo,
Like, there's
I
no
think.
one in there that I'm like thinking DeSanto can't beat, and I'm on the DeSanto train.
All right.
Like, make me think otherwise.
I think
You
it
can't.
could be.
Oh my gosh.
I kind of want to pick Mendez. But
Mendez isn't a bad pick. That's a solid pick.
Man.
All right, we pick. Now your turn.
I said Lugo. I think Lugo's the favorite.
Okay.
Oh, we all got 3 different guys. This would be fun.
This will be fun. I have no idea. I really don't have a good read on this because of the newness of Austin and Jesse in this field and their excellence at other weights.
If I was handicapping it, I would probably make Lugo the favorite, but barely over. I'd probably make Mendez next and then DeSanto third, and then probably Yaya fourth. Is kind of probably how I would put them in.
Okay, 60 or 74 kilograms, also fun, but Jason Nolf is so good that it may be less fun for others.
Yeah, it kind of makes it a little less fun.
Because we got Nolf, Berger, Marinelli, Kimmer, LaValle, Quincy Monday, Josh Shields, Joe Seeley, Isaiah White, and then kind of drops off a little bit. Hard to envision anyone other than Jason winning this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tyler Berger is he the next most likely one to make the finals? I mean, he's had some really solid freestyle success. Probably him or Marinelli, Kemmer, one of those two. Maybe Quincy Monday. We haven't really seen him in the senior level stuff at all.
Yeah, I just don't know what to expect from Kimmer. I feel like Kimmer could be the second best guy here.
But didn't he lose to Marinelli at the U.S. Open last year? Was that a thing?
I don't recall.
79, I believe. Hold on, I'm gonna go find it. Give me a
feel like
sec.
can't
I
think of too
believe
many
they
Kimmer
wrestled.
freestyle results.
That's what I'm with you.
All right, Marinelli. No, Marinelli. Oh, Starocki beat. Might have been the wrestler. Oh, Kemmer wrestled Nelson Brands. Marinelli then lost to McFadden. Kemmer lost to Starocki. They might have wrestled on the backside. Hold on, let me check you out real quick, Christian Piles. I'll get you an
You
answer.
got to dig deep on this one.
Oh, Marinelli forfeit over Starocki on the backside. Oh yeah, I had a Pennsylvania native saying that I pronounced Starocki correctly, and I'm the only one in FRL who does so, and they would like to challenge you on the topic.
This is Carter's words. He said it's Starachi.
The man said.
What are you talking about? He's wrong. I'm not saying
This guy says, hold on, I will. You know what? I screenshotted it because I meant to send it to you. Give me 1 sec. I will read you the text. It just came from a number. I don't know. I don't even know who this is.
Okay,
but
so a number
here's what
texting you.
this anonymous gentleman says. He says, the pronouncing of Starocki was the topic at practice. Nobody recalls ever referring to him, his brother, sister, or dad by any other pronunciation. You are the only guy that calls him the name everyone in PA and Erie knows. Someday I want you to challenge Christian to get on your side with it.
This is one of the dumbest things that has ever been uttered on the show. This is literally, this is how Carter says you say his name. Everyone said Starocki initially because that's how you would think it's said. So that's how everyone starts saying it. He corrected it. Penn State corrected it. So we say Starachi. So tell your friend that you don't even know.
I don't know. It's not my
Ben's
friend.
got a
It was
good
a
point.
text message
We
I
shouldn't
got.
believe the person themselves on
Right.
how their name is sent. Random number that texts you.
Who you don't know who it is.
And their proof is everybody around me called them.
Oh,
that.
I also got other information from Uncle
Quite a
Tony.
smoking gun
Uncle
from Ben.
Tony said, he said Kyle needs to go up or down because he lost the wrestle off to Tony Negron at 184.
He is going down. He's going to 74.
Okay, perfect. I got all the information. I got all the inside information.
Well,
I got the connects on Long Island, Ollie, not you.
All right. You know what? I'm not going to get into it, but I'm happy to see you have a Long Island connection, but he's not going to be able to keep you safe.
that's a good point.
Uncle Tony's a gangster. He's gonna
Yes,
take
he
you
is.
out, Ollie.
Yeah, well, you know what? He has Suffolk, so you could go out and be okay in Suffolk County, but in Nassau, his name doesn't ring out like mine.
Well said. Who gave? What are you feeding Evan Wick? 86
Evan Wick,
kilograms?
86
Big boy.
kilograms.
Oh my gosh.
Big boy.
He's tall enough. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think 79 is probably his best weight. Maybe he got bigger. He had the shoulder injury. He's healing up.
He's probably
ready,
big boy
ready to
growing
come
on
back.
the roof.
86 is kind of the toughest weight. And, you know, we threw our guy Connor Mirasola in here. So, you know, he's going to have to scrap because we got some good senior level guys in here.
Oh, look at that. The club affiliation, Eskern Wrestling Academy.
Sinclair wanted to come too, but he was 6 days too young to make the age cutoff.
Oh man.
You hate to see
I
it.
know.
Puppy. Are both Mirasouls they're doing different weights, huh? Wow.
Yeah.
You figure they
86
do
and
the same
97.
because, like, I don't know, are they in a hit? It's probably not that likely. And
No. Cole's bigger though. Cole's like 210 somewhere around there. So
Yeah,
you know,
there's
him making
bigger, and
86
then
is
there's-
kind of a long ways away.
189 to 213. That's
Is that true?
24
I'm
pounds.
saying he weighs 210. So was he gonna cut 20 pounds for one tournament?
And the other one's Connor's that much smaller.
But Connor probably weighs like 195 to 190. I don't know, 198. So
They're
like
15
somewhere in
pounds
there,
different?
right? And the other one's like 10 pounds bigger.
That's 15, but
What are you going to do?
12, 15, whatever, you know. They're big. Big guys fluctuate a lot, Christian. I don't know if you know this.
Yeah, no, that's true. I can attest to that.
It is true.
you know what? Ollie's fluctuated more than a lot of people I know.
I'm a big fluctuator.
Ollie,
But I think Christian, I think the plan actually for juniors next year, I believe is Sinclair 86, Connor 92, Cole 97, but obviously 92 is not an option for this one.
right. Yeah, that makes more
Obviously.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But Ringer Hall looked like the oh, Trent. Oh,
Yeah.
I know. It's a good weight
Trent.
class.
I think Trent probably.
You really think Trent? over those other guys?
I think Ringer.
Trent Ringer Hall. I mean, I think he got so much size on him.
Yeah, it's a good point. But Ringer's
I mean,
got horsepower.
Trent beat Miles Amin the year he won an Olympic bronze medal. Like
That is a
True.
good point. That is a good point. Yeah, no, you're swaying me.
He's for real. Labriero's gonna look so big. I feel like he's like
Yeah,
he's like
that's a good point. I
a
didn't even.
giant
Yeah.
174.
Where's
now.
Labriola training at? Lehigh?
Looks like Lehigh Valley.
Yeah, value WC, the water closet.
Yeah, that might be what it stands for. So you got Ringer?
I got Ringer. That's my pick.
Love Ringer. I'm leaning Trent.
I'll go Wick first, Mirsola second.
Wow. Now, what led you to take that pick?
We're live right now.
They're tough guys, real tough guys. Wick competing with these guys is not out of the question. Christian is he's acting like Evan's got no chance. I don't really like his attitude right now. He got bigger, he got stronger. He's gonna fire off some single legs and take these guys out.
All right.
I feel like we can make a little spicy bet out of this, but I don't know.
Yeah, we could just make a wager.
Yeah.
You can change your background.
I mean, look, don't we already know who the best picker is, Christian? Don't we already? I think it's already been established.
We don't know.
That was last year, right? That's why we play the games.
Yeah. And
I think I'm leading this year already. Also, I'm in first
We're
place.
tied. We have
Tied.
this same, and also I won the year before.
And we aren't
that.
doing picks today because you guys don't want me to get a bigger lead.
I got picks. They're in the sheet right there.
They're in the sheet.
They better be. They better try to duck it.
I'm gonna pick so good.
All right, we're gonna get it going.
Who made the spreads though, Christian, today?
So I did. I don't know.
Oh, that's interesting.
JD usually does.
He does. Yeah, but he's not.
JD the bookie.
If
you
man,
would
you
told
made
me,
Alba 4.5.
No,
Whoa,
I did.
man.
I did.
Whoa.
Yeah, I don't know.
Wow.
I think. Yeah. What do you say? All right, let's do picks. We'll do picks.
we're skipping the heavyweights. We're skipping
97.
97 heavyweights.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right,
Heavyweight.
all right, is what it is.
I made
It
a
is
call.
what it is,
All right.
yeah,
It's
no,
9:19.
executive decision.
Well, here's the thing. It's 9:19.
Time. It's real. We gotta obey
Well, I thought
time.
I thought we went to 10 now.
Yeah, but you have Kozak, the mad ranker, coming in to have rankings argument at 9:30.
Oh, when's Kozak coming in?
9:30.
Oh, okay. We gotta do picks now. No, I wasn't aware of this.
Yeah, I know. I like to not tell anyone anything.
Well, it keeps things spicy.
Can I instigate Kozak to get them all fired up?
Yeah, do it.
I
do
would
it.
rather not.
Why not? Come on, be fun.
I don't know.
Just say you won't
Come on,
and do it.
don't tell him. Don't tell him. Let's just instigate him.
He's for sure listening.
There's no way he's listening.
Okay.
Yeah, he might not know.
We're not even live.
Yeah.
Let's do some picks. I did 6. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm just
Fair.
doing the best I can. Trying to fill in for my buddy JD.
You did good, I think.
First one, Dean Peterson, number 8, versus number 18 now, Eddie Ventresca. I said
Dean
Peter out.
Peterson's number 8 already?
Look at
Shooting up the
125. Okay, so who are we thinking for this one?
Oof. Has Dean Peterson competed yet this year? Give me one sec. He has 2 wins.
That's not fair. You're not allowed to do research.
No
for your
research.
picks. You just have to say it.
And Dom Mendez, he's kind of scrappy. So that's a solid win. I'm gonna go Dean Peterson.
I agree for JD.
JD will make his own picks. I'm going with Dean as well. Yeah. This would be kind of a good opportunity. A bounce back match for Eddie. But
Give me a pick in the Shane Tyler guest spot. Come on, let me have some fun.
Ollie, you got Dean?
Shane,
Yeah.
where is Shane today?
I can't make it, guys. I think he's tweeting about something.
Yeah.
No, he said he can.
Man.
Couldn't be on. Stephen Buchanan. This is the battle of the Stevens for Stevens supremacy. This is the
Okay.
Kyle Brackey because he's Steve.
Yes, he is.
This is the Kyle Brackey pick'em. Stephen Little versus Stephen Buchanan in honor of Stephen Brackey. I made Buchanan a 4.5 point favorite. Ben, is that too many?
I'm a little worried that's too many. That.
If it's too
but
many,
that's
then you
good because it made me a little nervous. Because if it was less, I'm gonna pick Stephen Buchanan for sure.
It's a good line, then.
I'm gonna pick Stephen Buchanan, but I'm nervous about it.
I'm also picking Buchanan. I thought that was I thought I might be able to trick you with this one. but it didn't work.
Yeah, I mean Buchanan's been really tough on top, and so that's like, if he can get a takedown and ride it out a couple times, and maybe Little doesn't want to choose bottom, then it's gonna be a kind of a widespread there.
Okay, Ollie, you got Bracky?
Yeah, I'm picking Bracky in the Battle of the Stevens.
Okay. Drake Ayala versus Brendan Kaler.
Drake.
I said Drake by four and a half.
You make Drake's line too big. I'm going Kaler, even though he's not had that big of a start, because I got 5 points on it.
Yeah, that's a big.
Think that's too many? Too tasty?
That's a little.
I think it's too many.
Yeah.
Because I got Kaler. I could get Kaler winning, or I could Kaler losing by 1, 2, 3, or 4, and I still win.
That is how spreads work.
Yeah, give it to me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I think Kaler has a good shot at winning the match.
Okay. Why did I do that?
So he does have a loss of 6 more this year, so.
I don't know. I just feel like Drake's gonna. I don't know.
You turn it on, huh?
Drake wasn't great against the Cal. I mean, what's his name? The Cal Baptist kid. The Cal Baptist kid got that first takedown, and then that guy. It was so frustrating. Someone should have coached him up a little better. He would not stop being on his knees and reaching up, and he kept getting slid by.
Yeah, that's what happened.
It was like, bro, you know he's gonna kill you from there. What do you keep putting your hand up there for?
I mean, didn't he like tech or major that guy?
It got ugly in the third period because the guy just kept reaching up, but it was like. I want to say he was losing after the first. Maybe it was competitive for a while, and then the dude fell off a cliff.
Okay, well, there will be 3 periods in this match also, barring a pinfall.
Yeah, I don't believe Kaler generally has a pretty good gas tank, I believe. Am I wrong on this one?
Yeah, he's not a big. He's like picks his spot kind of dude. Let's see, how many times had Kaler been bonused? Like, what's the big?
Well, we got different
4
bonus categories this year, obviously.
He got pinned by Barnett.
He did get pinned by and he beat Barnett the previous year at NCAAs.
Courtney 10-5, Glory 7-2.
5.
Yeah, he's
Mastro 1, Unger overtime.
Yeah, unless you pin
2 to
him.
Cronin, 1 to Ramos.
He keeps it close with a lot.
Listen, bad line. I'll own it.
You know what?
That means you gotta pick Ayala then.
Okay.
Say less.
Shame on me for believing in something. No, I have no idea. Okay. Caliendo versus Olguin. I said Caliendo 2.5. I think this is a good line.
I agree.
I actually felt good about this.
It's a good line.
It's a takedown.
It's a takedown match. What do you say, Ben?
They competed last year, correct? And Olguin lost by 2?
1 point. I think 1 point. I thought it was 7-6.
He lost by 1. Oh man, I was really impressed with. He lost 9-8 at NCAAs. That's what knocked him out. I was generally impressed with Olguin last year. He had the 2 wins over Shane Griffith, and I watched a few other matches. Overtime to Quincy Monday. He was really kind of like tough to take down. Pretty good athleticism. Oh man, but he does have some not great losses. He lost to Dalton Harkins and he lost to Josh Ogunsanya. Oof, what do we do here?
This is a good one.
I'm gonna go Caliendo.
I would probably say Olguin. I think it's a 1-point match.
Yeah, 1-pointers are now really 2-pointers.
Yeah, no, it's a good point. It's a good point. But it's still.
Wait, why are 1-pointers 2-pointers?
Well, because if it's a 3-2 win, previously he's like, I get a takedown, he gets 2 escapes, I get 1 escape, right? Now it's I get a takedown, he gets 2 escapes, it's 4-2.
Yeah, but obviously, like if say, I get a takedown and escape, and you get a takedown right out, and then I get an escape, that's like a 5-4. So there are still feasibly 1-point matches, Christian. I don't know if you know.
No, I don't think so.
It's possible still.
I think that those have been totally eliminated.
No, we could do it.
You could crunch the numbers. I mean, you could crunch them again, but I'm pretty sure it's just straight up a lie.
The thing is, there's no way to know for sure.
And that's the worst part about it. We're gonna go to our.
The bad part about this line though is this is where last year this would have been an issue. It is if they go to overtime and Caliendo gets a takedown, he wins by 3.
Yeah.
No, I don't know about that either.
No, I think he might have you on that one.
That may not be right.
We'll have to test the logic, but I think it works.
I'm gonna look into that. I'll try to have some clarity on that Monday, Ben. So you're going Caliendo, Ben?
I'm going Caliendo. Yes.
I'm taking the points.
Overtime takedown to win by 3.
I'm taking the points.
Yeah, give me the points. Points.
Boy, I don't really feel great about it.
You're gonna do great.
Whitlake versus Gabe Arnold. I just put it out there.
Why not?
Why not? We're gonna do the show. I said Whitlake 2.5. I did it again. 2.5 for the favorite here. What say you, Ben?
What say you, Ben?
Whoa. I'm gonna go Whitlake.
Whitlake.
I think it's a 1 takedown match.
Okay.
Although, man, but I don't think he rides him, so that would make it like a 4-2 situation, like you're talking. I'm gonna go
Gabe. I'm going Gabe.
But I don't feel great.
Good
about it.
Whitlake.
All right. There is a thing that we see sometimes. Carver debuts, guys kind of go
nuts,
bad. Like happened to Kimmer, happened to some guys. They're like first time out Carver. It's like even for the home guy, it can be a little overwhelming.
The hometown Carver.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, nobody's safe from getting Carver.
Carver is powerful.
Yeah,
and it has to be respected.
Mm-hmm.
It's a big match for Gabe if he ends up being the guy.
For sure.
David Carr versus Dean Hamady. Carr 3.5, I say. Last time they wrestled, it was like 2 for David.
It was 2. It was close. It was pretty competitive, and I say this is just too many points. I say give me Hamidi.
I don't know, man. Carr's so good, like it's so within him to do this.
Yeah.
What do you think, Ollie?
I have David Carr on my fantasy team, so Carr by 1,000,000. Get me some bonus points.
Carr by 1,000,000, he says.
Okay, but then that's...
really, I think it's going to be close. I'm sticking with Carr, though.
I want to have a lot different from Ben here.
Yeah, but that could backfire because you could just be way behind. Just try to you're letting your brain or your heart pick them, and you should be having your brain pick them
like a racehorse. Pick as if me and Ben weren't even in the room. There you go.
See, but I'm bad at Dean Pick'ems. I'm not.
Actually,
good.
there was a stat on the Wisconsin forum that said Wisconsin. Some people are. I mean, people on forums, they're biased for their home team, right? They made the assertion that he is the most consistent wrestler in NCAA history because he's 58-0 in times he's favored and 0-11 in times he's not favored.
That's consistent.
How do you feel about this?
Okay. You know what? Shots fired at Cale Sanderson.
Yeah.
I think he won some matches he wasn't supposed to win there. Mm-hmm. And I think that is just...
Did he really, though? Was he ever the underdog?
I don't know. Probably not.
Probably not, right? I mean, maybe once at some point.
Tend to take Wisconsin forums at their word.
Yeah, no, Wisconsin forums are what's up.
I think we did committee. He lost to Amin, I think, maybe his freshman year in NCAAs. I think he would have been the favorite over him, wouldn't he have been?
Maybe. I don't. Yeah, I think Amin was probably the favorite at that point because Amin was an
All-American. You think Amin was?
Yeah, Amin was an All-American returning.
Was that 21 or 20? Oh, okay, 22 he was. So 21. Oh, yeah, he snuck in 21. That was the year he snuck in at. Yeah, you're right.
I wonder if Kozak's here. Are you here?
Kozak, stop being scared, homie. Come in here and defend yourself.
Yeah.
He's so scared.
He is a very frightened person. Actually, he is scared. Because you know what he didn't do yesterday, Ollie? He didn't make the walk. He didn't show up here yesterday. You know why?
That's crazy.
Tell him why. I don't even have to get into it.
He didn't want to take the ping pong L.
Uh-oh, he
didn't make the walk.
He didn't make the walk.
We have this crazy ping pong rivalry.
It is kind of nuts. I just sit. I take a lot of time not working and just sit and watch.
We only play like maybe twice a week, but they're epic.
Yeah.
Epic games.
They're battles. CP takes it super serious.
I take everything serious.
Okay. He took this pretty seriously. See how that went for him?
Oh, yeah, he's crying.
I am crying. You know what? I wear my heart on my sleeve.
Big girls don't cry.
Don't apologize for it. He says, I'm walking into the building now. Be up in 5.
It's very diva
5 minutes? He's going to run the stairs, isn't he?
No, we have an elevator. It would
but if it's going to take him 5 minutes, surely he's going to, get some steps in. get a little workout, have a little,
It would
little,
take
some
a
little
while.
bead
We're
to
on the
sweat.
16th floor.
Yeah, it's a lot of floors.
15th for
That's
this.
what I'm saying.
this
That's a
studio.
good workout. If it was 3 floors, that wouldn't even be a workout.
It'd be a workout for me.
Yeah, that's all. That's.
I don't do stairs.
He better not. If I find out he took the steps, I'm gonna be upset with him.
Yeah, he'll be sweaty, so you'll know.
Yeah. He blamed traffic.
A little out of
No,
breath.
you know what it
Yeah,
is?
For sure.
Kozak won't take the tolls out of principle, so he won't take a toll road. So
He's one of those?
he'll just slog it out on 35.
I can't do that.
Listen, I don't like paying the tolls, but if it's gonna get me somewhere 10 minutes faster,
I'm all about just paying to get somewhere faster.
yeah.
Whatever, take more money, I'll
Just
go.
generally, if it's like a 2
I
to 3
agree.
minute difference, I don't care. What is finances to Ben?
Yeah,
You know?
big baller Ben building disc golf stuff in his bathtub.
He has stump grinders coming out.
Yeah.
Stump grinder.
He has
I haven't rented one. I need to rent one because I just cut a bunch of trees down the bottom of my hill.
just buy one. It's a good investment.
No,
it's
they're
kinda like classic
really
cars.
expensive.
It's just hard for
and
me
I
to
don't
even
really need it
picture,
more than
like,
like once a year. So
Needing a stump grinder. Like, I never thought I would talk to somebody that was like, yeah, gotta get my stump grinder again.
You need someone with a lot of trees. Tracy Piles could use a stump grinder.
where's Kozak? He's stalling. He is walking. Guys, he's walking the stairs.
He's slowly walking.
Heading for Stalin, Ben.
Yeah, I'm hitting him for stalling for sure. Okay, but we're still plenty to talk about without Kozak being here. It's
We
fine.
could go back to the 97 and heavyweight.
I already
competitors.
turned the page on
He
Farrell.
refuses. He refuses to talk
I
about those.
refuse. I refuse.
But so what are people? They're
respect
just
for
so
me,
mad that my Crookum's number one. That's the thing.
That seems to be the main thing.
Yeah.
They're so mad.
Yeah.
And there doesn't seem to be like a uniformity of who they think should be number one. It just that it
Well, isn't it
shouldn't
one
be
of
him.
2 other people, Dayton or Vito?
Yes. I think. Yeah. I haven't seen anyone else's name suggested.
They're split though.
Yeah, they're split. Actually, I think most people think Dayton should be number one.
Okay.
That's what I think.
I just refuse to believe that.
I think most of the complaints are Dayton. Dayton number one.
Crookum did lose to Ryan Cannon last year.
Chris Cannon?
Yeah.
I thought he said Ryan Tannehill, and I was very confused.
Yeah.
I said Ryan Crookum lost to Chris Cannon
Okay.
last year at Midlands.
Yeah, and we can get into it now. That is a loss. That
Oh, is he
happened.
here? Did he show up? I can't see.
No, he's not here. He allegedly will be here soon. But, a Cannon loss is not great, but, Vito lost to Sam Latona. Mm-hmm. And if you examine that loss and you look at some of the losses that Latona had, it's Chris Cannon and Sam Latona are not that different. Of course, their NCAAs were
They're
different.
the same. Similar. Very similar.
So, but I'm not trying to make the case for Kozak. I don't know. I don't know if I say I arrived at the same conclusion as John, but I agreed with it, if that makes sense. Like, I think if I didn't know how anyone ranked it and I just did it myself, I don't know if I would have come up with that or not. But after seeing it and thinking about it, I'm like, okay, I think it's right. Mm-hmm. But, embrace debate. Ollie, why don't you leave?
I think the easy part about it is you see all these guys coming up.
Yo, that's
relatively
crazy.
soon.
Well, here's what I'm thinking.
No, I'll leave. I'll get the hell out of here. I got stuff to do.
Hey, he's here.
Oh, there you go.
Oh my
there
gosh.
you
How's it going?
Oh wow. Put a shirt on, dude.
Do I sit on?
Yeah, I
out?
just kicked out Ollie. I just sensed your presence.
Sorry, traffic was
Wait,
bad.
you guys are forcing Ollie to leave? This is crap.
Well, we're in the mother's room here. There's not room for many other people. So,
I looked at the time.
The mother's room? Who's someone start doing some breastfeeding or what?
well, we do have one of those, but this isn't it. But that room's probably bigger than this one, if I had to guess.
Got it.
But there goes Ollie. Thank Ollie for his service. Ollie, I don't know when you'll be on. Hey, I don't know when you'll be on again.
I'll see you when I see you.
I'll see you when I see you. Thank you. So we got Jonathan Kozak. The Reverend is here. The Reverend of Rankings. That's a
Yeah.
new nickname that I just came up with.
Good morning, Ben.
What's up? How are you?
Good, how are you?
I will not be instigating. I don't know if you were listening. I won't be instigating anything today.
Yeah, I was listening. I was ready for it.
There's
I hoped
no way you could have heard that.
I hoped you would. It would have been nice. I'm glad to come on and clear clear things up. First of all, clear up the rivalry between Christian and I in ping pong. It's not a rivalry if we look at the record since September.
Well, okay. Well, listen. Let's look at it like this. This is a good parallel. Vito does have the better track record historically in wrestling, but Ryan got the last one.
Yeah.
He's number one. You maybe have a better track record against me in ping pong, but I got the last one.
You did. You got the last win.
So I'm finding a little bit of inconsistency here, but let's start. 133 rankings. You made the decision to make Ryan Krookum of Lehigh number one in America, ahead of Vito, ahead of Dayton, and the rest of America. Kozak, why?
Yeah, I think, JD and I would do it together. So I like that I'm getting the bulk of
I do too. I like that also.
the heat, which is fine because I think in my mind, we went back and forth between Vito and Krookum. And that's what's really surprising to me is like a lot of people think Dayton should be number one, where I would be strongly against Dayton being number one, just simply for the fact of he's 2-2 in his last 4 matches. He lost to Vito at NCAAs, and then he lost to McGee for 4th. So it's not like he just had the Vito loss last year. And I mean, the Vito loss, we don't really take in the margin of victory, but it was decisive. And so I think you look at Vito, I think he stays above Dayton despite the Krookum loss. And so what it came down to for me was Krookum would have been ranked 10th entering the year. He had a decent redshirt year. He did have the Chris Cannon loss, so he would have been behind him in the rankings had he not been behind McGonigal. So then he beats McGonigal. He beats the number 6 wrestler in the country, and then he goes out and he beats Vito number 1. And so the way that I looked at it was, okay, you have the Vito win, which nobody else in the field aside from Sam Latona has, which Sam Latona beating Vito, that's another thing where it's okay, you separate what Vito did.
Can I ask one question? Hold on, because I just want to fact check something you said there. You said going into the year he would have been number 10, but there are no wins last year to indicate that he was 10, because Phipps was good but not great. He also beat Heilman, who was NCAA qualifier-ish.
Yeah, so
why would he move that
look
high?
At 33.
Isn't Phipps is ranked number 12 right now? Heilman's ranked number 15.
Why you got Phipps so high?
Because he has good wins. He beat Rini. I think he
was 0-2 at NCAAs last year.
Look at his whole season. Look at the rest of him. Look at the rest of 133. So, even with those wins over Heilman, who was ranked 14th or 15th before we found out he graduated. So you look at. So what I was beginning to say is you look at Vito. He beats Dayton Fix, but he also has the loss to Latona on his record from last year. So we have this image of Vito in our minds, where it's he's the best in the world because of what he did at the World Championships, what he did at NCAAs. But if you look at the whole of Vito's college season, the NCAA tournament was huge, where he beat Dayton and where he beat Vito, but he had really close matches with Mikal McGee, and he lost to Latona. So I look at it differently from how Yanni lost last year, Aaron Brooks lost last year. Their resume and their runs were far different than what Vito's run was in college last year. So, you look at what Ryan Krookum did. He beats the number 6 guy. He beats the number 1 guy in the country. And, for me, either he moves up to number 1 or he's number 3 behind Dayton. That's where I look at it. And so we went back and forth on those two things, and ultimately we rewarded the win over Vito. So that was kind of the rationale behind it. That's as simple as it gets for me. I don't know. I see both sides of it. I don't see Dayton at number 1 based on his loss to Vito and then his losses to McGee. But I don't know. I'm interested to hear other perspectives, which I've seen them all online, so it's fine.
And not that. So I feel like sometimes in the show I just make enemies because I say what I think is to be true. Phipps does not really have very many good wins at all last year. The Angelo Rini, who he also lost to, could be the one you point to, but he lost to Jack Maida, Rayvon Foley, Redding, majored by Cannon, majored by McGee, majored by Cody Fippen, Jake, I don't know how to say this guy's name, Jake McAtani. His resume is just not super strong, but I guess what you're saying is everyone graduated and there's no one who's all that great at this weight class.
You could look at all those guys ranked behind him and find really, really similar situations.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
You could play that game with them as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough. You sold me.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I believe you, Ben. But that's fine. Like, I think that this early season ranking it's going to be polarizing, and part of it is just because it's early and we don't have the data, and we don't have the data on Ryan Crookham yet. So I mean that could be an argument to put him 3 or 4. But I just don't see Dayton moving above Vito, and I don't think Vito's resume is the strongest number one to keep him from dropping like it was for Yanni, like it was for Aaron Brooks.
Yanni
Crookham's gonna have Nagao on the 3rd and then Fix on the 8th of December.
Yeah.
So we'll get some answers quick.
It'll come out.
Yeah. I was hoping you'd instigate me, Ben.
He tried.
Yeah,
I know.
honestly, when I started looking through 133, I'm like, shoot, who else would I move up here?
I know.
That
That's
made
the
it
thing.
tough.
133 is weird because it's like you have a pretty solid 6 or 8 in the weight, but then it kind of falls off after that. And 125 is just like you feel like 25 guys could All-American in that way. Whereas
Didn't Rennie
133
lose to Bassett? Was that a match?
Santaniello did.
No, I think Rennie did too.
Yeah, because Bouzakis lost to
Santaniello.
Rennie and Santaniello.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So that's 133. Ryan Crookham, number 1, as you mentioned, he's got a gauntlet of a schedule in front of him. And you mentioned the Yanni thing. People forget Yanni hadn't lost since 2017 at the time of his Austin Gomez loss. So there are some instances that merit a number 1 losing and staying. And I get the comparisons, but I think if you're going to really compare, you have to look at a wider amount of time. And if so, I don't think Vito and Yanni were as comparable as maybe people think. Similar Aaron Brooks, Marcus Coleman. When was Brooks's previous last loss? Was it?
It was to Amin, right? It was to Amin in the Big Tens.
Tens.
But the other thing about Marcus Coleman is he lost either that day or the day before to Trey Munoz. So it's not really comparable to that. I saw people
I think that
reference-
was also what you didn't know. You guys did with Yanni. You said Gomez had lost to someone else, so you didn't move Gomez above that person, whoever that was. Whereas I guess you're saying there's no one that's beat Crookham that you don't want to move him above.
Gomez had lost to Pinheiro early that season. One of the things I'd be interested, Kristen, to hear your perspective on, because you used to do the rankings back in 2015, 2016. Zane Rutherford beat Logan Stieber. Obviously, Logan was a different dude, I think, than Vito. Where did you put Logan? Well, where did you put Zane Rutherford then? Jason Nolf beat Isaiah Martinez. I think that was another comparable one. The fact of the matter is, I don't think there are. I think every situation is unique, and the ones last year were much different than this one, in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we kept Logan number 1 and we moved Zane to 2 at that time.
But at that time, was Logan a 3-time champ?
No, he was a 2-time. He was a 2-time champ. I'm trying to find it. Sort of hard to find.
Well, you're trying to find where you moved him to?
I was looking for the rankings. I couldn't find them from.
I don't think you can find the rankings. I'm looking for something more like a report about it. But I'm pretty sure we did not move. Stieber remains number 1 in the FloWrestling rankings.
Right.
Thank you, Jim Carlson, who was our freelancer. He was writing for Pin Live at the time. So yeah, we didn't. We felt. I felt. Ben and I, not you, Ben. Ben Golden and I felt
No,
Logan.
me. Yeah, I was actually doing the rankings back
It
then.
was actually
Yeah.
Ben Askren all along.
Well, that's the thing. It's like, what is the best comparison? What's the best comparison to like something like this that has happened before?
That is the best comparison. I
So-
think Crookham, because Logan was not undefeated that year, the previous year coming in. He had a Dardanes loss, which you could say that's kind of a
Latona, yeah.
Latona adjacent loss. He won NCAAs, kind of ran away with NCAAs. He beat Tony Ramos that year in the final, who was a really good guy to have beaten. It's sort of your Dayton type of guy win. And Zane, a difference, which I don't think helps or hurts the case or the comparison, is that Zane was a true freshman with zero college results. Coming into the year, he was undefeated at that point in time. I think we could have put Zane number one, but we felt, and I'm going back, this is literally 2013, this is 10 years ago, but we didn't make the move. We kept Logan at number one then.
Yeah. What about Nolf Aymar?
Nolf Aymar, I think what did we
That
do
was
there?
that was well into the season, so
That was like
God, I
January.
would've
I think we
assumed
made
we
Nolf
put
number one.
I'm our number one.
Well,
I'm sorry, Nolf. Sorry,
Nolf had lost to James Green the year before in his redshirt year, right?
Yeah. What did we do?
But that was like mid-January by that point, right?
Right. Yeah. So yeah, it's not apples to apples, obviously, but like that's my thing with this is you see a lot of people just be like, oh well, this happened last year and you didn't do this. This is totally like an unprecedented thing, and in some ways it is, but in other ways it's a unique situation, and it is different. To where Vito, like I think it's hard for people's mind to be like, dude, look what he did at the World Championships. He's the best in the world. Like, yeah, he deserves a mulligan. And like I said, maybe he does, but I think the Sam Latona loss from last year, I think had he not lost at all last year, had he been completely undefeated, run the gauntlet, I think then I'm on board with, okay, like he's merited a mulligan. But I think
Mulligan.
I think that shows like maybe he's not as far separated from the field as like a Yanni or an Aaron Brooks.
In folk style.
In folk style, yeah, in folk style.
We moved Nolf up to number one after he pinned Aymar. He was undefeated at that point. It was January 23rd when he pinned him.
Yeah.
And
I'm sure he had other really good ranked wins on the year too.
He was killing everyone at that point.
Yes.
So yeah, we did do that.
Yeah.
So yeah, but
You guys really should have brought someone on here who had an oppositional point to Mr. Kozak and let them battle it out.
I know. I thought that was gonna be you, Ben.
well,
There's just, I mean, like, yeah,
listen,
I mean,
I can make the case for Dayton. He has years and years of absolute consistency and excellence that one win over Vito is not enough to necessarily merit the number one ranking, because it's a win that other people have had. Dayton Fix has lost to Nick Soriano, Roman Bravo Young, Mikhail McGee, and Vito. I think that's all of his losses.
but then it would be
Mickey
so
Philippi.
weird to put Dayton
And
over
Philippi.
Vito when Vito just smashed him at the end of semis last year.
It's the same. I mean,
Well, that's where you look at pound for pound. Like Vito and Dayton are still like super high in the pound for pound. Where I feel like the weight class ranking is more of a snapshot of like this is what the reality is like right now.
yeah.
Yeah.
I think you could look at it. I think the safe pick actually would have been to move Dayton to the top spot and say, hey, he's a consistent guy. He hasn't had these kind of losses or variance in his performance.
Sure.
I don't know if it would have been right. I don't know if it's what I would have done. It does. My gut when it happened was actually Kozak's, and that I was like, man, does Dayton just get to jump in line for a win he couldn't get last year, and he gets to go to number one? Like, I had a hard time with that, but the case is clearly there for Dayton as well.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really feel strongly about it, because I also feel like this is one of those where I think it's going to get solved. That's not like a seeding for the NCAA, which is going to impact the tournament. It's like he's going to wrestle Nagao and Fix within the course of a couple weeks here, and then we're going to have a much better picture of what it looks like.
If it was, and I don't know if I'm gonna say this. Never mind. I don't know. Where else do we want to go with the rankings?
Do a few,
Did you do this for
questions, 'cause
clicks,
we only got 8
Kozak?
minutes left.
Everyone says you did this for clicks.
Yeah.
That would be unethical in my opinion.
That would be unethical. No, I didn't do it for clicks.
No, I've caught Kozak loves clicks.
It
Loves
is true.
them.
They call me Click Kozak at the office. No.
Clicks act.
See, I knew it.
No, I mean, I think honestly, like, I don't like conflict, and so man, it would have been way easier for me to just be like, yeah, like let's just make like the easiest, least, stir in the pot decision. And so, honestly, like the way that I looked at it was wins and losses, and rewarding Ryan Crookham for having two really good wins in one day. Yeah.
No, I like it.
All right.
I think it's cool. I think if it wasn't FloWrestling, it wouldn't matter. A year ago, an organization chose to just pretend that Andrew Lira's didn't beat Cole Matthews and kept Cole Matthews number 1 after Lira's beat him. And no one said anything because it wasn't us. And I thought that was a humiliating decision. And it would have been shredded if we had done it, but it was someone else, and so no one cared, which is fine. And that's just how it is being the ranker for FloWrestling. And
All right.
no big deal.
I got one. There's only one good question in the whole doc. Let's just go to that before you
okay.
get too angry.
Okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Okay, this is going for Kozak. Who has the best shot of beating Real Woods this year?
I love this
Hardy,
question.
Bartlett, Mendez, McNeil, or Carlson? And I would say Hardy, Bartlett, or Mendez is what I would say.
So I would say, yeah, I had a hard time with this one because Brock Hardy makes it strange because he has both wrestled Real 2 really, really tough matches, but then he got smashed at NCAAs. So now you're like, okay, well, what's the real situation? Did Real have some sort of what?
I feel like that's an easy one. I feel like he kind of rolls around too much, and a few times he can get caught and give him some big points.
Is that what happened in his match against Real?
I don't remember the NCAAs, but I do remember it was Big Tens. Like he almost got tilted like 4 times in a row, but I don't think gave up any points or something like that. I think that's what happened.
He almost
so it's like,
lost.
oh my God, he was so close to almost giving up a whole bunch of points.
Hold it. The same was true for Real. Go back and rewatch that match. Brock, there was a challenge at the end of that match, as I recall, like that would have given the win to Brock. It was that close. It was a 2-1 win for Real there. It was, rewatch that match. It was extremely close, and Real was just as much on the cusp of losing it as Brock was, of giving away points. Now, but then it was an 11-1 at NCAAs. And so part of me is like, well, I would have said Brock Hardy has the best chance, but now that a dominant 10-point win has me thinking otherwise. I don't think Carlson. And honestly, Bartlett, you got to score to beat Real. And I don't think he's going to have to counter score Real, and Real can really scramble.
But the answer is the best. Who has the best? You're saying, what are the odds one of these guys wins?
I'm working down the list. I'm going to give you my rationale. I figure people will want to know why I'm saying what I'm saying. So I'm not going to say Bo Bartlett. I'm not going to say Clay Carlson. I think it's Mendez or Hardy. And Mendez, you say, maybe, am I rushing? Maybe. But I feel like what I haven't seen, I feel like I know what I know about those other guys. And there's an element of, I know that Jesse is really high level in a lot of areas. I'm worried about the mat, though. So I'm saying final answer is Brock, then probably Mendez, until Mendez shows he can get away from these really, really good top wrestlers. That was an issue last year. And Real is really good from top. Brock's really good from top. Bo Bartlett is going to challenge him from the top position. I think Jesse has the pedigree to go with all these guys, but he's got some areas he has to prove it. So I'm saying Brock.
I'd go with Brock as well.
Give me Bartlett.
Bartlett.
I just think I know, like, I feel like I know Bartlett's going to be in like a close match with Real Woods.
That's true.
And so it's like I could see those other, like you said.
Do you know the Big Ten score though?
Was it like 6-2 or something?
7-3.
7-3. Yeah. So I don't know. That's just my gut. Like I feel like Bartlett's going to be able to keep it close, and he'll just be like, he'll be right there. He'll be in on a leg, something like that. But I don't know.
I don't know.
Definitely possible.
He lost by 4 to Ilirez, 4 to Hardy, 3 to Real, and 4 to Real. So that's about as bad as he loses, 4 points.
It's true.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I have a hard time with this one. I do think this is an open weight. Real is a clear favorite, but and Hardy looks so good at U23s, man.
When's Real's first big test?
Good question. Let me pull that up. 41, Echemindia, maybe.
Echemindia.
I don't know if we're classifying that as a big test, but
Ooh, I don't know if that's a big test. That's
especially with the mat for Anthony. We'll see. So we got Iowa State, Penn, Columbia, Nebraska. So not till the Nebraska duel, which is January 12th. So he'll be untested until then. So he'll have Hardy,
Vombar,
Purdue,
Dustin Norris,
Illinois, Northwestern, Michigan.
Gee whiz.
Nothing, man.
Nothing until Penn State again.
February 9th. And then Oklahoma State tagging Jamison, maybe?
Yeah, or Sammy by then.
Sammy Alvarez, yeah. So, yeah, he's really not going to... He won't... Oh, yeah, no Ohio State duel. That's a huge bummer. I feel like there's a few duels that should just have to happen every year. Ohio State, Iowa being one of them. I would mandate it.
Mandated.
Mandate. Okay, let me look. There were some other questions. I saw a lot on here, but now...
Yeah, I didn't really like any of the other ones.
No, yeah, maybe not. I thought I put some other better ones in here, but
they're not that great.
Here's a good question. This is a good question, then we'll end with this. There's been speculation that Penn State has a chance to beat the team scoring record at NCAAs this year, given its lineup. Is the likelihood of this happening enhanced by the change in scoring, leading to more majors, techs, increasing team bonus points? Yeah, absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. So I think that now it's, there was maybe a little hope with 25, Robbie, we didn't see that in week 1. We'll see what they get from there. But with the 9 they've got, it's in the, it is, for the first time, I haven't talked about the team record really ever for any team, and it's been Penn State the last 10 plus years. But I think there's a chance this year. There is a real chance.
I would really like their quant division to do another stat for me. You could do like the amount of college matches that end in a bonus point win. WrestleStat could probably do this, right? And what percentage has went up? I'm guessing pins will stay the exact same because that doesn't really change at all, right? But I would guess both technical falls and majors make kind of a semi-large jump with the new scoring system.
I wonder if there is some reason that pins could increase. Because if you're...
only because they give up because it's a wider spread would be the only reason.
You give up more, or for every scoring initiation, there's an increased probability of a pinfall. I think that's probably true. If there is increased scoring initiation, therefore... maybe there will be more falls. That's possible, Ben.
I'm guessing no. You know what? I'm guessing no for sure. Also, just some of these dudes ain't good at pinning. They can't pin. These guys are wimps. A real man pins people. They don't just tilt them up for a few back points. They put them on the back, 2 shoulders flat, over.
Yeah. And this year, Wyatt Hendrickson has not wrestled one match. He had at least 10.
That's a good one.
He had at least 10 pins by this time last year.
Well, check back in a week. Who knows how many I'll have. Cannot wait for that. I mean, so Monday we will have a regular FRL, but we will be, JD and I will be remote because we'll be in State College, PA, home of the NWCA All-Star Classic, which is on Tuesday. So set the schedule. Very excited for that event. And we'll see Wyatt Hendrickson versus, what are you laughing
Greg
at?
Kirkley, just what you got pulled up on your screen.
Oh yeah, I got my, I'm in the...
These hour-and-a-half shows are testing my bladder, Christian Pyle.
What'd you say?
Can we? I said these hour-and-a-half shows are testing my bladder. Can we call it a day? It's already 10:01. I got to go pee.
Beat it, nerd. Get out
Look
of
at this
here.
guy. Look at this guy right here. All right. Look at those tears. Look at those. This is so great. Thank you, Ross Bendick.
So
this made me so happy.
Man.
Made me so happy.
Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing, Ross. Beat
All
it.
right, have a great weekend, guys.
Get out of here, Bladder
I'll be
Boy.
there when I see you. I'll bring you on-site live coverage when I come back on Monday.
All right, see you then.
Have a good weekend, Ben.
Yeah.
Adios. Kozak, thank you for coming in. Thank you for
having me.
battling the traffic and the Twitter mob
It's a battle. Yeah.
that would seek to malign you
Yep.
for the high quality caliber man that you are. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll be back Monday, as I mentioned. Huge week. My gosh, this weekend's huge. Bill Farrell's going to be awesome. A lot of college wrestling live on Flow and otherwhere. Otherwhere?
Otherwhere?
Otherwhere is not the word. Other places. Make sure you're checking out as much as you can. Campbell, Wyoming's going to be a fun one in the barn. Check it out if you can. And yeah, we will see you Monday. Have a great week and goodbye.